Osiris here, back again. Thank you for joining. I do at least one upload each day. Today, I want to just talk about how this stuff has affected me personally in a little bit. I mean, how the type of discussions that I'm going to have with my family as well. Um, and I'm talking about. I touched about this in the last video, and I'm talking about mask mandates. But as always, it's not about the masks. Um, so in the area that I'm in, at the state level, they give recommendations on what you should do to be safe. And the recommendation to all the counties is children in school should be wearing masks and permanent, like all day, wearing masks. That just happened recently. They did not have to wear masks until recently. Um, they had lifted the mask mandate. My kid just started kindergarten, and I my wife is a normie, so I can't come to her with my full like a video. Like I can't come out. She doesn't watch the videos. She's not into politics, and I don't blame her. But I can't just come to her and say, "Whoa, whoa, whoa, this is crazy" and all that. I have to kind of slowly. She's not red pilled at all, so I've got to be really slow and gentle with this. And I've scheduled. I've actually put stuff on the calendar with her to make it. This is a separate conversation from any life and all that other stuff. If if I don't see a study on the negative effects on masks used to say, hey, there aren't any, and then another study proving to my acceptance that masks in schools, the positive outweigh the negatives. If I don't see that coming, we are going to have to get out of here. And I'm gonna probably talk to her and say, "Hey, slowly reach up to this." I'm gonna give it until April of next year. She's not where I'm at. Moving is tough. All of that kind of stuff. I don't know where we would even move because I don't even know where is. I have to research. The only place I know is Florida that's really fighting this stuff. Maybe Texas. I don't know the other states. Let me know if you know the other locations that aren't doing this. Maybe we have to go off grid somewhere. I'm fine with that. People kind of get afraid of off grid, not off grid. Like you still have internet and all that, but like out in the rural areas, man, when you're out there, people don't mess with you. When I was on my vacation recently with the family, we're in a rural area and you can get good internet out there. Now, people don't mess with you. As long as you are respectful and you don't mess with other people, they don't mess with you. I think some people have this fear of, man, I can't leave the city, the rural area, the cows and the cornfields and all that. Man, it's peaceful. People don't mess with you out there. They talk about mask mandates. They don't do any mask mandates out there. Like they look at you like you crazy. If there was a zombie apocalypse, we wouldn't need the government to tell us to stay in our home. We would know. We're like, damn, I'm staying inside. And I'm gonna get a gun or I'm gonna get a weapon. How do you kill the zombie? We would handle it. The government doesn't need to protect us like that. And there was an article here in the New York Mag, is it? NYMag.com, written by David, I don't know how to pronounce his name. I apologize. Zweg. And he tweeted a 3,000 word deep dive into the evidence behind student mask mandates. Many countries around the world with vax rates, case rates, and mortality above and below the US do not require masks on students. Why does the US? So this is a question asking why. And I hope YouTube doesn't have a problem with asking a question. I'm not making any statements here. I'm not telling people not to believe. I'm just telling my personal story. And he had a piece from there. I clipped it on Twitter. I'm going to read this. After the CDC and the American Academy of Pediatrics issued their student mask guidance last month, I contacted both organizations asking for the evidence or underlying data upon which they had based their recommendations. The AAP did not respond to multiple requests. The CDC press office replied that since children under 12 cannot be getting that procedure, The agency recommends schools do universal masking and includes links to unrelated materials on the procedure and a recent outbreak among adults. I You are not my overlord. He contacted both organizations asking for evidence on which they had based their recommendations. You are not my God. Can you imagine if you were a boss at work and someone asked you, how you made the decision, and you're like, and you just blew them off with some political BS? What? That's all you need to know about how much they care about you. They don't even care about you enough to be honest and say, We didn't base it on anything. It's just a precaution." If they had said that, I wouldn't even be as upset. I'd still be like, "This is stupid," but at least they had the respect to be honest. So I replied to it. He wanted it looked like, because he thought this article was like a courageous piece, just talking about the lack of data. And I'm looking at it, I'm like, the elephant in the room is answering the question, why are they mandating them then? The article never touched on that. Why are they mandating them if they can't defend it? Why is this happening? You're a journalist. Your whole article was about the data and there's inconclusive proof, and they didn't even respond to you, and you never broached the question. Why is this happening? You asked for proof and the CDC gives you a political non-answer. Oh, I said the ADA. The AAP doesn't even care to respond. It's written as if he's scared to address the issue. I'm not giving you any credit for courage for this article. Let me know what you think. I just wanted to share. That's an example of the tough decisions that have to be made. And for me, it's more that it's not about. I want to. And again, it's not about just. It's not about the masks as much. Even though I'm worried about that and the development of kids, it's just really bizarre. But take that out the way. That's not even it. So if they do that with this, they can do that with anything. Here's the edict that we have to do. Mr. School President, Council, Mr. and Mrs. Members of the board, why are you doing this act? Because I told you to. Huh? Get out of here. This is, uh, we're talking about, like, literally they're selling this as life or death. So it's a life or death situation. We ask questions and you don't get answers. They need to stop playing like this. This is not. This is a clear message, and I've been saying I'm gonna have to talk with my wife. We've been coddled that for most of our lives. We haven't had to fight for anything or run from anything or be worried about overreach or worried about how government or even your neighbors or somebody else might be looking at you. You haven't really had to worry about that. Those days are over. Take care.
Maybe if I pop Cristal, said I had a Lexus or a triple beam, I get a deal. I'd rather speak upon Omarie's cheek skills. It's the outer paper, not the caps I peel. I use my independent money to pay the rent, remaining hell bent and fall from heaven sent. Where they went, the days when mics got destroyed, bees just bored and soft punks got toyed. Unemployed was a happy-go-lucky MC, and now that's all they fucking be bringing to me. Where they went, the summer concerts on concrete. Elite could put 12 G's in the seats. Now I release a masterpiece of my music. It's 99 and no one could use it. They rather reuse it. The audience confusing. Take Chuck D's time bomb, try to defuse it. That's why when I choose to go deep, you go sleep on a verse. You not gonna get at first. Like OJ would never ever get a hurts when he died. Think about the lies over lies. Converse about the hurts of this rap universe. Cause radical elements remain eloquent. The repercussions tear right through the fabric, so act quick. Kids at the top is laughing. They trying to turn hip-hop to just plain rapping. Let the poppers pop and the breakers break. Cause it's just so much of this shit that I can take. Now I can't stand the rain. The shit's all the same. Mr. E, excommunicate your whole game. Back in 88, baby, everything was gleaming.
The meaning, you think you know what I mean?
Where your skills at? Where the ill raps? Where the new tracks? Where your heart at? Where the new jacks? Getting contracts. I got a rhyme that I ain't even wrote. Save the drama classes for the masses. Hip hop, glaucoma, baby, I prescribe the glasses. The vision's nearsight, the narrow mind, the whack shit that you hear. The song hate and fight. Take it light party, fools act retarded. In 98 lyrics, just disregarded. Now how hard it be, yo, to really concentrate. Writing metaphors, whack shit, I annihilate. Now fools coming through, spilling much gibberish. While Mighty Mountain I stay at Nicholas. Rap's a bedpan, and I'll be the nurse. Removing shit with lyrics that I disperse. Nail your coffin, but your death's epitome. Your fate be taken out, it's most likely. Not likely, we be the high and the mighty. Stomping out crews, the team of the 90s. Gangstar and DOC, Latin, the Dismaster, Show and A, the Crown Ruler, and Dilated, KMD, the Tough Crew, and JVC, the main source, the arsonist.
Number one to me.